Hello, the internet. Welcome to Dave Green's Street View Show. My guest today is Phil Wang, stand-up comedian and one-third of the sketch trio Daphne. You may have seen him on appearances on Live at the Apollo, Have I Got News for You, and BBC Three's Top Coppers. He's currently on tour with the critically acclaimed show Kinabalu. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Kinabalu.
Kinabalu. I don't know what Kinabalu is. Maybe we'll visit there later. So you go to, if you want to get tickets for that, I highly recommend it. Go to philwang.co.uk and he's got all the dates there on his website. I'll put the link down below. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm doing well, thanks. I'm doing real well.
Yeah. What do you think of that? It's the world.
It's big.
Like a bit of that?
I live there.
Yeah?
That's where I live, yeah.
Yeah. We're just going to do the whole episode just looking
at the world and just squinting. I every time I look at an atlas, I'm surprised by something. My geography is so bad. Like, I have no idea what that is.
Oh, mine's terrible.
What is that?
That's the planet Earth.
Yeah, but that's Middle East there? Is it?
I think we might be upside down, which will be confusing it.
Okay. Yeah, that's Africa, and that's the Middle East. That's the Gulf.
Yeah. I think it's not.
Maybe.
That's a cloud.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for free.
No,
but which cloud is it?
Is that Cumulus?
Cumulus, correct. Right. That's the cloud quiz. That's a new part of the format we're adding. So let's start the show. So you grew up in Malaysia, right?
Yeah, in a town called Kota Kinabalu, which is what Kinabalu refers to. Kinabalu is the name of the mountain there.
Mount Kinabalu.
Mount Kinabalu.
Is that like a famous mountain? Should I know how to pronounce it?
It's relatively famous. Like, it's the tallest. It's officially the tallest mountain in Southeast Asia. Although there are rumors of a taller mountain in Indonesia somewhere. But I feel like
rumors. Like, people should know.
People should
how
know.
Big
but
mountains are.
That area of the world is so corrupt. You could bribe your way into having a taller mountain.
You could.
Yeah. Yeah,
well, I could do it if I wanted to. Just like
if you have enough money,
you
could say you are the tallest mountain in Malaysia. If you had enough money, and they say, all right,
just put a flag on my head. Let's have a look at it. And then
this is my.
So can we see the actual? This is where you grew up.
I grew up. So you're
can I see the actual mountain from here?
No, I think it's a bit beyond these trees. I mean, for one, you can. They might even have
walk them?
Mapped to the mountain. But if you want to see my house first, which is, so this I've never understood what's been going on here.
Let me do the clicking.
Oh right, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to encroach on your.
It's pretty much the only role I have in this show. If I don't do the clicking, I'll do nothing, right?
Yeah, I can just go solo.
So you tell me. Okay, you guide me.
So this is the drive to my house. This is Taman Hidmat, which is the neighborhood I grew up in. It's not much of a neighborhood. There's no real sense of community here. I don't know. No. It's just sort of quite well-off Malaysians, and the big houses.
So it's quite an affluent area, right?
By Kota Kinabalu standards, yeah. And this plot of land was never ever used for anything. I don't know why. Someone bought it and just never ever used it.
Just planted a couple of these. That's it. That's all I want. Just a couple of. What are they? Are they miniature? I thought that's not. It's just a bush.
I think is that a banana tree?
Is that a banana? Is that what bananas grow on?
The world's worst banana tree. They look like bananas.
Is that what it looks like? Yeah. Seriously, I know nothing about the world.
The horticulture.
You should
about
know
the world
that.
at all.
You should know that now. That's why I do the show. Just
have you not learned? Have you learned much?
No.
Okay. Well, so we're not quite at my house yet. If you want to keep going down the road.
So that's a banana tree. I'm going to take your word for that.
Baby banana tree. I think it is.
So that's one thing I've learned.
Yep. So God, this is weird. I feel like I'm coming home. Okay. So there we go. And then right at the end. So this is the house I grew up in.
This is it.
This is it.
So when were you last here? When did you leave here?
I last visited in January of this year.
So your family's still living here?
My dad's still there. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. He designed this house. He's an engineer. And
really?
He wanted to make it look like a tree, so he kept it all open. And this is an old photo though. This is all gone here now. This garage is. He's made it like a little kitchen there. He's always got some projects on here. Oh God, I'm so sorry. So he wanted to design it like a tree, so it's got like green canopies, and it's all wood here.
So he wanted the house to look like a tree.
Yeah.
All right. That's your house.
No, that's
your house.
Yeah, that's
an actual story.
That's the guest house.
I
Yeah,
get confused.
He was really good.
Your
at the
dad
guest
just
house.
like really tall and thin, and he just lives inside that tree. It's your neighbours, right? It's a beautiful house, man.
Yeah, I never appreciated it growing up. But I've brought my girlfriend there, and she's like, "This house is amazing. It's beautiful. It's so open." And
you never do that, do you? You
No.
never sort of realise how nice.
I thought it was gross. I thought it was really gross how animals could just come in, and we just get, because it's all open. So you just have snakes like slither in, and little lizards and stuff. That's the post box there, and you'd have more lizards in it than letters.
Wow, man.
Yeah, that's
so. How does it feel, sort of coming back to look at it? I mean, it is a place you still go back to then to visit your dad.
It's I never really liked that house, to be honest.
No,
it was too.
You didn't like your childhood house. That's quite rude.
I didn't really like my childhood. It's too big and very isolated. There's no way of getting. It's quite a lonely life because there's no way of getting into town if you couldn't drive.
So where are you in relation to the main town here? Are you quite far out?
Real far.
We couldn't click there.
You could.
Why don't we click to the mountain? Can we click to the mountain? That's not.
That would take. I think that would take hours to click to the mountain.
Or just somewhere where would I go to see it?
I'm not sure you could see it from here just because of the clouds and stuff.
Because that's the name you called your show, that right?
Yeah, because the town's
Kinabalu.
Yeah, because I climbed up it this last year when I visited. Yeah.
So that's quite a big deal. Then it's quite.
It was. I think as far as like proper mountains go, it's pretty easy. But it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
As long as you don't, I think you're going to go, I climb the mountain. It's pretty easy. It's not a big deal.
That's really horrible.
Didn't even break a sweat.
And I hit the wall when I was going up there. And I just entered this sort of red mist. And I started muttering to myself. But then I came to this epiphany that, I've got to call the show after this because that seems poignant. And then I had a story about climbing a mountain in the show, and then I got rid of that story. And so my show ended up being named after a mountain with no mountain story in it. And there's only one mention of the town, and that's it. So, but people remember the name Kinabalu more than like filling your bum, or like a pun name.
Which is what you were going to call it.
Which was option number 2.
Is that the mountain?
That's it. Yeah. So as you can see, it's very difficult to get up to. That's So that red sign down there is base camp.
Yeah.
And you sort of like put a tent up around there, and you make for the summit in the morning. Yeah, so that'll take you about 5 hours.
Yeah.
To get up there.
It looks hard.
Yeah.
That does look hard. So what was it? So you feel how do you feel about Malaysia what sort of feelings do you have when you go back there to visit?
It's very mixed. I mean, obviously you feel nostalgic for certain elements of your life there, and the food's great, and it's nice to see my Malaysian family, but it's no life for me really. It's just so quiet, and it's I think it's good to like retire in, but it's there's nothing happening at all.
Would you ever go back there to live or no?
Never.
No. You're not interested. Where am I now? What's this part of town?
This is also Taman Hidmat. This is the other side of Taman Hidmat. It's this is supposed to.
What they got there?
So New Chub is cow guts.
Really?
Yeah. So a New Chub is this really lovely soup that's full of beef balls and intestines and you have it with noodles. So that I think that's a decent chub. If you if you go to the left, go a bit to the left. Miso Pipin is very good. If you get a chance, drop in and have a bowl of noodle soup and miso.
Shout out to Miso Pipin. I'll put the website down below. They got a website? Probably not, right?
I think they have an Instagram. So this is a supermarket. This
Daily
is
Bread. Is that like an English cafe?
Yeah, it's only white people allowed in there.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it says had to close down.
Religious vibe, yeah.
This is the supermarket. If you go around the corner, it's a supermarket where we did all our shopping as growing up. And we had a discount there because we lived in the neighborhood. So in that sense, there was a community. My best friend lived around the corner. My childhood best friend, who's off the grid now. No one knows where he is.
Really?
He's not on any social media. No one knows where he is. Every time I go home, I hear rumors about where Brian Tan is.
It's weird, isn't it? If you're not on, because you can lose touch with people these days. But if you're on social media, you feel like you've seen them.
Yeah,
but it's like if you leave it, you leave a big impression. Because if you leave social media, everyone's like, where?
Also, the rest of us have lost the ability to look for someone who is not on social media.
We just don't bother, do you?
Yeah.
It's their fault. You're like, well, you disappeared, and it's just. I don't know.
Do you want to
Just a
go? Do you want to go
lifestyle
see where I
choice,
learned
isn't
to ride a bike? It's just around the corner.
Yeah, man.
So if you turn around, and you go out, you go up. You want to take the next left. Check your mirrors.
Down here.
Oh, careful!
Well,
Oh no, look
sorry,
out! Someone just. No, he's just pulling out.
I think we're safe.
Okay, so keep going up down the road. So on the right is a supermarket. Keep going. I think that's Michael Dunn's house on the left. Was my other best friend.
Michael Dunn.
Dunn, Tan.
Yeah, two best friends.
They never overlapped.
Oh, okay.
No, not yet.
I would have been jealous. So I was just looking at a bit of paint. So I do get distracted sometimes.
I think it's left here.
I left the.
I think it's left here.
Well,
Go down. Yeah, you can follow it around the right. Here we go. So this is where I learned to ride a bike, and I fell into this drain. I fell into that. Yep, that's literally
really?
where I fell in. Yeah, so I was coming
Lord.
around the corner, and Brian was teaching me, and I said, "Hey, Brian, look, I'm doing it." And as I turned around to tell him, I lost my balance, hit this bit of concrete there, then
wow.
fell into the
So
drain.
probably so you're so ecstatic, like, oh, I'm doing it. And then,
Yeah, but I hadn't learned how to stop, I guess.
Yeah. Take some practice.
And
How does it feel looking back at that site of childhood trauma?
I'm just glad I literally got out of the ditch. I'm glad I got out of the gutter.
Yeah. Were you laughing when you got out of there, or were you like, did you feel shame?
I was glad I finally learned to ride a bike, but my knees hurt because I'd cut them up on the drain. If you keep going down, Brian's house is at the end of the drive. He had quite a nice house, but less of an open design. I think it's just on the left here now. Yeah, there it is.
That's really nice, man.
Yeah, but as you can see, they didn't follow my father's sort of open style plan.
So all the houses, are they mainly built in this kind of style, that kind of...
Yeah, I suppose I never noticed, but that is...
It's nice, man. That is a very typically kind of Asian kind of architecture.
I suppose it is, isn't it? Yeah. I never noticed, really.
But with a kind of slightly more modern twist. A couple of pillars. Speaking now as if like I'm an architecture expert.
Yeah, we're neoclassical.
Well, it's like an Asian thing, but modern, and it's got a pillar. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Yep, that's not falling down anytime soon.
So what was Brian like?
Whoa, look at that one. Bloody hell.
Yeah, that's too modern.
That's like a Sims house. Look at this. Look how many layers he's got here.
He's fucking going everywhere there. So what was Brian like?
He was an enthusiastic, funny young man with a kind heart. And,
so is he like? Yeah, he was
gelled
like,
hair. He always had very gelled hair.
Did he?
Yeah, very like had a straight sort of canopy of hair.
So he was like your best mate. That because those friends you have when you're a kid, man, they're important relationships.
See, I don't think they are. I think the younger you were when you made a friend.
Don't listen to him, Brian.
I mean, he's off the grid. I don't think he'll ever see it.
Oh, he's off the grid, right?
But if you are out there, Brian, we miss you. We just want to know you're safe. I think the younger you are, the less agency you have in the choice of your friends, and the less meaningful those friendships are, because you are friends with people who you just happen to be with.
Mm.
As you get older, you have more choice, and I think those friendships mean more, don't they? Or maybe you don't.
I hear you saying, but I guess I was saying it holds importance because it's the first one, right? Yeah, it's like your first friendship. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you've never
and do you think
had a relationship
that influences
with people
your friendships for the rest of your life?
I don't know, man. This is something we do sometimes. Do you ever look at the clouds and see if you see a
Oh, that's a
I like to psychoanalyze my guests.
I see a banana with a face lying down. Do you see it?
Oh my god, I do.
It's banana and his brow here, and then he's
that's
like, the smile there.
The old smiling banana. Why
and he's on like a sort of sun lounger.
You know, if this was an ink blot, you know, what is that? Why are you seeing smiling bananas in clouds?
I think because that's what it looks like.
Does that represent the dark side of you?
Maybe I think
because it's the least dark thing you could possibly see. What do you see in this ink blot? Oh, just a smiling banana.
Maybe I
think you're quite a happy person.
Potassium deficiency, and
maybe
my subconscious is trying to tell me to.
And
eat
you
more
know
bananas.
you need a banana so you would smile.
So I can lie on a sun lounger.
Yeah, interesting. All right. So, any other thoughts on Malaysia before we go to the next place?
Good to visit. I don't know if I'd live there. Although, it's good people, good food, chilled vibes. Too hot, very hot.
It looks hot.
It's
I can almost feel the
sunny,
heat
yeah.
just
it's
looking at it.
Sizzling. But there's no way to get around. That's the problem. As you can tell here, it's just everyone has a car, and if you're a
just
kid,
come to a
there's just
dead
no
end,
fun. Yeah. If you're a kid, there's just no way to hang out really, because unless you're an Olympic level cyclist, and you can cycle miles and miles to get to down. It's not tenable.
So you felt kind of isolated. Yeah.
From all manners of culture.
And then what happened? Then the next chapter we're going to look at is Bath, right?
Yeah. So this is.
So when did you move here?
Moved in 2006 to the town of Bath.
And how old? Hang on, how old were you then?
16.
16. And you moved here to go to school, right?
Yeah, to go to school and to live the British dream.
So you're at boarding school?
No, well, the school we went to was a boarding school, but we lived there. We had a house.
Oh, so your whole family moved there?
Well, my mum did, because my mum's British.
Your mum's British?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Mum's British, and so we've always had sort of foot in Britain.
Okay.
And
so how did your parents get together?
She was a volunteer. I tell the story in my show, Kinabalu. Tickets still available. She went out to work as an archaeologist in Malaysia, and she took martial arts lessons. And my dad was a kung fu teacher.
Wow.
Pretty.
So hang on, he was teaching her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I can't tell if it's romantic or creepy.
That's how my girlfriend's parents got together.
What?
Not kung fu, but.
What? Who taught who what?
Jiu-jitsu. No, I'm joking. No, I think he was she was a language teacher. So it's not quite as fun as beating each other up. Yeah, that does make it more creepy. Because that's a physical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I'm saying your dad's a creep, but.
I know, I'm saying
he could have been beating her up in a.
Maybe she's into it.
Very innocent way.
I don't know my mum well enough really to tell whether or not she's into that Sosado stuff. No, it's masochism. Maybe if she enjoyed it, right?
Yeah.
There's a tattoo shop coming up on the left. I think there's a tattoo shop here.
Oh yeah. All right.
Is that a tattoo shop? No. Yeah. Oh yes.
River City.
Oh, it's changed his name. I considered getting a tattoo there for a while, but never did. So that's a good story.
So you lived, yeah. So how was that coming to the UK?
You're gonna go to a square where I kissed a girl.
I would love to.
I think you're gonna have to go down back where you came from. Careful, there's someone coming.
This way.
Oh, watch it. Look out. Oh, there's someone coming right at you. Quick. Oh.
Very nervous. You're making me nervous clicking, Phil.
Okay, he's reversing.
Let's go fast. It's a marathon.
Are you going to take the next... No. Don't take the next left. Keep going out. Go straight ahead. Straight on. Yeah. Ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Can you take the next left here? So this is Milson Street.
Down there,
where my...
Is that Kinabalu?
Yeah. It's very.
Did that make you feel at home when you saw that? You were like,
yeah, any sort of elevated land.
You need to see a mountain.
Oh, I kissed a girl at this bus corner. It's my girlfriend.
Did she like it?
It was the first time I'd ever kissed a girl goodbye. It's the first time I'd ever kissed a girl goodbye.
It's the easiest one because they leave and you can fuck it up and then they've gone.
Yeah, so they can...
If you do a shit kiss when you say hello, you got to hang around.
And then she leaves straight away.
There's hello and goodbye.
Okay, if you look at your... no, you want to go to the... We're looking for Bath Abbey. Which I think is for... Yes,
Kiss down... Kiss Abbey, all right.
Down here. Can you go down this little street here?
It won't let us.
Can you skip over to
You can't go pedestrianised.
Oh.
I might be able to
just mow them down. Just mow them down.
Be able to skip over. Or let's just walk there.
Okay, let's just walk.
If there's another route.
There's a big Chinese buffet up at the end of this road on the second floor. So some happy memories there.
So how was it? I mean, what were your first experience when you came to England? Like the culture shock? I mean, or had you kind of...
It was a little, because I come from a boarding school in Brunei, which was very multicultural.
Oh, so in between this, you went to Brunei, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't on Street View, so we can
It isn't
look
on
at
Street View. It's too boring a country for Google to go to. Oh, there's the Abbey there. So if you can go up, keep going as close to the Abbey as you can get. on this corner here, I saw a drunk man push in front of the taxi queue, and when the taxi queue attendant tried to get him to come out, he called him a cunt.
Really?
Yeah, and then the taxi took him away, and everyone was very upset. Okay, so if you look to your right,
I was looking at that bin. It looked like there's something weird.
Someone's hiding.
There's something weird on top of it.
All right. Can you look to your right? If there's a square just down, yeah. So there's a square. I don't think you'll be able to go in there, but there's a square in here, and I had a date with a girl behind here.
Oh
and
yeah.
We,
behind this obelisk.
Right, we just pressed up against
behind
each
the
other
map.
here.
Was that a map?
And we had a kiss, and then the next day at school, she wouldn't talk to me, and our friendships were deteriorated after.
And they
that.
erected a statue to her.
Yeah, in memory
Phil
of
Wang's
that,
first kiss. That's what that plaque says.
Yeah, and this is that is the patron saint of failed teenage romances, and as you can see, she's pouring my tears. So those are my tears. She's pouring into a sort of well.
They've cordoned it off as well, like Stonehenge, because people keep going there to worship.
Yeah, people leaving offerings for me, sort of broken condoms and various symbols of failed teenage relationships. But we look back and laugh now.
So what else was going on in your life around this time?
I was doing a lot of singing, so I sang in that.
Singing?
I sang in that chapel. Like we sang
like choir.
Yeah, some choir stuff in that chapel. We sang Carmina Burana, I think, which was really cool.
That's one of the
Handel's
ones.
Handel's Messiah.
Messiah, all right. How does that go again?
And all the people rejoiced. And the famous bit is Hallelujah, right?
Of course, yeah.
You know the song with Hallelujah?
I know that one, yeah. I got a compilation. It's all the Hallelujah shit. Hallelujah shit. Hallelujah, greatest hits. No,
well, this is where I bought my first ever condom. This Boots was where I bought my first ever condoms, yeah. Never used.
Because being in the choir, I imagine you got laid a lot, right?
Never used. What's that sad story? Condoms for sale, never used. That's the saddest story forwards, right? So that's about me. That's when I bought condoms from this Boots that I think are still fresh. As you can see, this Boots specializes in pharmacy, beauty, food and drink, baby and child, or prevention of, and photos.
Photos of condoms.
Yeah, it's a cute town, Bath, but again, quite boring.
So when did the comedy start?
I was 17 and I started at my school. Oh, we can go to the first actual comedy club I played.
Oh yeah. Where do I go?
I think you want to go to your right.
This way or?
No, you want to go basically literally back where we started this.
Is there another route we could take there?
I think you can go up. Yes, you can go up this road. Can you go up there? Whoa, you made it past the bollards. Okay, so you keep going. Keep going. You want to just keep going and try and get across these bollards here.
I can try, Phil, but I can't promise anything.
Can you not jump over?
Doesn't let me jump over, man.
That's a dang shame.
I'll find a way. Look. Where do I need to go? There.
Queen Square, yeah. Okay, so if you go up there on your road to the right, you'll pass the Jane Austen Museum, where there's always a lady dressed as Jane Austen standing outside. Maybe we'll be able to see her on the right.
Down there?
No, I think she's up here. So there we are. There we are. Yep, there she is.
Oh my God. Oh, it's a statue.
It's a statue. Sorry. All these years I thought it was a real.
I was thinking it was a ghost.
Although there is a guy. There's a real guy. So that man, he's a real man, and he's always.
Who's a real man? This man.
The guy who they've Googled is blurred out. Yeah, so there he is. He's a real man. They've blurred out the face of the statue, so statue and anonymity is important to Google, which is nice to see. But he's a real man, and he's always dressed up like that, and he just walks around town dressed up as an Austenian character. And he always looked like he believed he really was.
The same guy?
Yeah, same guy. Yeah. For years and years and years.
Did you ever go in there?
Never, not once. No. Don't care for that feminazi bullshit. That. So down along the right here. So if you can turn right.
Down there, yeah.
So in a bit further, another jog.
Again, did you realise how nice this place was when you were living there?
Do you think this is nice? It is nice, right?
I think Bath is very nice. Man.
So if you're on the left here. Yeah, I didn't. Nice. I just thought it was an English town. English town. So down here, down beneath the porter, that was my first ever proper
down there,
gig. Yeah, behind that van.
And how old were you?
How old?
Yeah.
18, I think.
18, cool.
18. It was Jeff Whiting hosting.
Was it?
It's his gig.
Yeah.
Because he was based out of Mirth Control, based out of Bath, based out of a phone box in Bath. And yeah, so he gave me my first ever gig. And it was downstairs there. And I was doing well, but I realized too late that I had not written an ender. So I eventually just went, I've finished. I've not got anything
That's
left.
it. Yeah.
And I got off stage. And since then, my act has only got worse, actually.
Yeah. Have you got a closing album?
No.
Yeah.
No, I just start to piss myself, and people can see the patch spread. And then once the patch gets to my knees, I silently walk off.
Then they just know to leave. Oh, no, you walk off, yeah.
No, you're right, sorry. No, you're right. Everyone...
That'd be good if you just wait. That would be unique close if you just wait.
Until everyone gets up.
You just stop talking.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd fuck the whole gig, but...
That's why I only close gigs now, because I have to.
I've always wanted to do that as an experiment, almost like a performance art thing. It'd be very self-indulgent to do, but book yourself at a gig and just go up there and just stand and just do nothing for 20 minutes. And make everyone
probably get
leave.
a standing
Make
ovation.
everyone leave.
I reckon you get award after award.
But just film it, do you know what I mean, and just see what happens.
Good sushi place.
So
on your
ideas
left.
like that, which mean I never get booked.
It's a good sushi place
So,
on your left if you want to go.
Want to go? Should we get some sushi?
Yeah.
It's all right. So you started comedy there. I think maybe we should go to the next chapter.
Sure.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Which is Cambridge. Cambridge University.
This is King's College where I studied.
What did you study?
Engineering. Ring.
Engineering. Ring.
Yeah, mini.
So that and
so
I think because you did the Footlights, right? But is that the main reason you went to uni rather than
it was
Cambridge? Sorry,
it was the main reason I applied to Cambridge.
Yeah. So you always knew you wanted to do.
Yeah, and I thought engineering was.
And you thought, I love it that you're like, I just may as well go to Cambridge.
Well, engineering seemed like what I could most likely get in on.
Yeah.
But I did find it interesting as well. But what was most important was going to Cambridge, and so and I did that.
So you always had your eye on the Footlights, because that's like a great sort of.
Yeah. Well, my mother studied at King's College. She was one of the first waves of women allowed. She was like the second year of women.
Yeah.
Second or third year of women who were allowed. And so I always had this is a corpus clock. It's like a metal.
I think I've seen this.
It's
before.
a metal bug, yeah. That sort of. It eats time. It's called the chronophage.
Yeah.
And it eats time, and so the mechanism.
So this kind of spins around, right?
Yeah, and it moves. It crawls along the top, sort of eating time.
Wow.
Which is quite neat.
And what's it like going to Cambridge? I mean, are you aware when you're there how incredibly privileged that position is? Do you know what I mean? Is it scary?
I don't know if privilege is the right word. At King's College had the largest intake of all the colleges of state school students. So I had a majority state school student intake. The vast majority of people there... What was neat was just being among the smartest people. Like, the standard of sort of achievement was so high, everyone feels like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Do you feel pressure? Because I had a friend that went there and she dropped out because she was just couldn't.
Yeah, dropout rate. I almost dropped out of my first term. I was so depressed and so much anxiety about it.
Yeah.
But I came out of that and ended up having a great time. But yeah, man, it's just a very high pressure scenario. But even when you come out of it, you realize you made it all up yourself. Like, you didn't have to worry. But yeah, it's really good. Oh, you only see the engineering department. It's quite boring.
Down here.
Yeah, so this is my daily commute was from where we started down this road. Keep going down.
Hang on a sec. It's being weird.
Yeah, this always happened to me when I was. I don't know. I just always hit this corner, and I'd always just.
Was that when you're going through the depressed period?
Yeah, I just veer to the right and crash into the church.
What's wrong, Phil? I don't know if I should be here. You're just walking back and forth. Oh, here we go. Look.
It won't let you.
This motherfucker. Let's remedy this. So what is it like? How does... Oh, it literally doesn't let you. That's interesting. It really doesn't let you.
That's strange.
So what was it like... Anyway, the engineering department's up there.
Down there, yeah.
So how does Footlights actually operate? I don't really have any idea. So it's like a club and what, you meet up once a week, or what? How does it work?
It's a club with a committee, but anyone can apply to do the fortnightly shows of new material, which are called the Smokers.
Yeah.
And so they've auditioned. Anyone can audition by the audition in front of the committee, and the committee have to make the decision on who goes on. And if you show sort of commitment to comedy and the Footlights as an outsider, you can then apply to be on the committee, and then you can get on it, and you help run it. So I started off just auditioning for shows and doing stand-up and getting onto the shows, and I applied to be on a committee, then I got on the committee, and then I applied to be president, and then I became president in...
Are you the president?
I was president 2011 to 12.
And what do you get to do as the president?
You get automatic firsts, and... No, you get to answer a lot of emails, basically. All the emails, because you get a lot of nutters email the Cambridge Footlights, so you just have to deal with all the emails and all the admin.
Was there anyone who emailed you, like, wanted to get in, and you were like, no, fuck this guy? And then they turned out to be, like, really successful?
No. No, that doesn't happen. I mean, the famous story is that Tim Key pretended to be a Cambridge student and joined the Footlights. But he wasn't.
Oh, really? So he's in the Footlights without going to Cambridge?
Which was technically against the rules.
Because he lived there, right?
Yeah.
So what else happened sort of when you were here? Were you like a studious student?
I was for
I
my
get the
first
impression you're like a
couple of years.
hard-working guy, right?
Yeah, and engineering was very hard work because you just have to... You couldn't just like lay around and then blast out an essay in the wee hours on the morning, because you had to go to like labs and shit and build stuff, and it's horrible, man. It's the hardest I've ever worked. From that point on, I went, I'm going to be a comedian because this hard work stuff is bullshit.
Do you think there is a crossover there in your
You're heading away from the university now.
Oh, sorry. In your engineering and the way you engineer killer comedy lines.
Yeah, there is. I honestly think that there's engineering comedy about structure, logic.
Yeah. I was saying that as a joke, but you...
No. Yeah. I think they're absolutely relevant. I think it was very useful.
Did you ever go there?
Yeah, that's where
that's
where the graduation ceremony is.
Yeah, cool.
We line up, and then the proctor picks up one of the hoses, and he puts it in your mouth, and he says, "With this hose, I fill thee with knowledge and goodwill."
That is exactly the type of thing I imagine happens at Cambridge.
Do you want to go to the theatre where I did all the Footlight stuff?
All right.
It's a bit of a drive.
How do we get there?
So you can follow this road. Shit. Yeah, you want to take the next right, I think? This is Queen's College come up on the left. There's the mathematical bridge, I think, coming up. So if you keep going, you look for your left.
I've been here. What's the story of the mathematical bridge?
Is this it? Yeah, that's it. So the story is that it is designed by Isaac Newton himself, and it doesn't require any bolts or nails, and it all holds itself up. But if you walk on it, it's covered in bolts. So I don't know if that came in later, if that was like a council thing, but the story is that because of the layout of the beams,
it holds itself together. Triangles, right? I know enough about.
Yeah, triangles are
geometry.
good.
Yeah, triangles are good.
And it looks like that story holds up.
It's interesting how they put the bolts in, but do you reckon they were just like, all right, mate, it works.
Well, it's like,
it's probably all falling apart. They're like, well done. Put some bolts and just let.
Well, like the Clifton Suspension Bridge.
Yeah.
Doesn't need the two towers because Brunel designed it so well that you don't actually need the towers to hold it up.
Yeah.
But the town planners were so nervous about it. They're like, you have to put up towers. So he just put up the towers, but they don't do anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But he let them believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to assuage
everyone's. You want your towers? You can have your towers.
Yeah. But they're purely decorative.
Wow,
they don't
that's
do
crazy.
anything. So if you go down Silver Street and then go left back down King's Parade, keep going down. Keep going down Silver Street. Keep going. If you turn around, This to your right.
So this, sorry.
Right. This I think this is a graduates union, and I did a gig here with Dan Atkinson.
Oh yeah.
Headlining. Anyways, if you turn right back around, keep going up King's Parade. There we go. Keep going.
Trumpington Street.
Yep, that's where Trump went to university, on the actual road.
Trumpington Street.
Yeah, you just want to keep going down King's Parade. This is where you graduate, coming up on the left. So this is the actual place where you graduate. You go inside here. And then
I think I've been in there. I did a tour of Cambridge once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Just in researching the show, I just wanted to.
Wow,
really,
that's real commitment.
Yeah. I knew you were coming on, so I was like.
Oh, there's a Chinese restaurant here. You see it at a lot. I don't know if it's still here.
I feel like we should be like saying stuff.
No. No, I refuse.
The idea is there's a visual element.
Yeah, I know, but okay, so here...
I know what you mean. Sometimes you go into a trance.
Yeah, okay, so we're almost at... Yeah, so basically, so this is this. So that's the Union just behind this round church.
You did a gig in that? No.
No. You're going to go up here.
Again, this is... You've only lived in the most beautiful places in England.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a shock when I moved somewhere that wasn't an old cathedral town. So if you go down here, you're almost there, And just on the right, here we are. So this is the ADC Theatre. So that's
this
where,
place,
yeah, that's it. Can we see who's on the posters? If you just go up. Oh no, it's just about.
It's quite hard to read.
So yeah.
So they do comedy here, right?
Oh, they're doing Fame. Yeah. So if you back out, so this little balcony was called the Ashtray. That's where we'd all go and smoke after a show and go like, yeah, that was really funny. Yeah, cool. Yeah, maybe work on that bit for next time. Yeah. But this is where I cut my teeth, as they say. I owe this place everything really. So we had a theatre that was full, 220 people every fortnight, to do a new 3 minutes too.
3 minutes. You just do 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
So your spot was 3 minutes. Could be a sketch, could be stand up, could be absolutely a song, whatever, anything. Yeah. So we just got to experiment, time and time again, just every 2 weeks, and then every time there'd be a big show. So you have the Spring Review, which is a big sketch show, and then the pantomime, which is a proper pantomime, but a little more like smart or less traditional. You got to write songs, and yeah, it was amazing, man. So I owe this place a lot. I owe this place my career pretty much.
Awesome. So now I reckon we go to the next place.
Okay.
Which is, so you moved to London, right? Straight after
I graduated in
Cambridge.
2012. Yeah.
And what was happening in your life at this time? So you came to London saying, I'm going to smash comedy, right?
Yeah. Well...
Didn't you win the Chortle?
Yeah, I won the Chortle Student Comedy Award in 2010, so that was halfway through my degree.
Okay.
And so I had a foot in the door pretty early on. And so I got signed after that and moved to London with my sister as well, because she was becoming a lawyer.
You're living together?
Yeah, living together.
How is that? You must be quite close with your sister.
Yeah, we get on pretty well.
Yeah.
I still live with both my sisters now.
Do you?
It's Asian families, you know. It's a roundhouse. That's where Daniel Kitson's controversial show was, I think. So I'm never too far from a big round building, as you might have noticed.
Yeah. Makes you feel at home,
right? There's a chicken shop coming up that I used to eat at too much. I still eat at chicken shops too much, but this one, so on the right here, I think called Chalk Farm Grill coming up on your right. There we are, Chalk Farm Grill.
I think in every episode we end up speaking about chicken.
It's very
One
important.
thing I've learned about this is comedians love fried chicken.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's just so exciting.
Usually Morley's, we do a lot of...
Yeah, I live north.
People live in South London, and there's Morley's.
I'm considering moving South London just to have Morley's.
So how did... So you started comedy here.
Yep, just busking on the corner.
Would you ever like walk around the streets, come up with ideas like you'd see that be like? What's the deal with dentists, right?
We're not in Australia
Dental
now, mate.
lounge. Why is it a lounge? I'm not relaxed in the dentist. That kind of shit.
That's pretty good. Yeah. No, I didn't have your skills. No, I just sit in my flat and play video games and teach the occasional bit of tuition. But I had like I sometimes go out with like my laptop and I go to a cafe and sit down and go, yeah, I'm an artist in the city. I'm gonna
work in cafes. Yeah,
never fucking work. I'd sit down and write the title. I'd insert page numbers and then I'd go, I've done enough.
I can never do that. I never get how people work in cafes.
Because they're like, don't do it anymore.
Because I ask the people who do it, and they're like, "Oh, there's just less distractions." It's like, what's happening in your house that's less distracting than like,
you know how all those people walk in your house,
babies and like, do you know what I mean? I find it really, I can't work in cafes.
Yeah. So, did you want to go to actual building? It's not that impressive, really.
To where?
The actual building where
you live. I'm just kind of wandering around.
Yeah, it's a nice area because you're right by Primrose Hill.
Yeah. So you came to London. You just smashing loads. Were you one of those people that was really disciplined, doing a crazy amount of gigs?
I did as many as I could. I'd go anywhere, literally anywhere.
Yeah,
would have me.
Because London's mad. It's a great place to do comedy, isn't it?
It's the best in the world.
You can just get up.
So lucky.
Anywhere, and I think comedians from like other places in the UK slate it because they're like, jealous. Oh yeah, there's these open mics where no one goes there and everyone's doing self-indulgent stuff. But it's like, wasn't it better to have that option to do that and gig?
Also, those shows are in the minority, I think. I mean, there's so much opportunity, so many gigs. You start getting paid, and compared to somewhere like America, you start getting paid straight away, pretty much.
Yeah. I've heard America, man, from people.
Sounds impossible.
It sounds really hard.
Absolutely impossible. Like full-time comics still need the part-time job just to keep afloat.
Yeah.
And because of the distances you have to travel as well.
Yeah, I think this is the best place in the world to do it. Where am I now? I've kind of walked out.
Yeah, you're going north, I think. So you're going sort of towards...
I'm trying to go back to Malaysia. What we do is we bring it full circle.
You via the North Pole, I think, about this, this pairing.
Oh, that's London. So let's talk about Japan, because you did a tour in Japan, right?
Yeah, so this is an area of Tokyo called Shimokitazawa. This is their Dalston. You know, this is
all right.
Yeah, this is like a sort of cool area. And so up here is a pub called Good Heavens, if you go back. What I really love about Japan is all the buildings are different. There's no cohesion in design. Every block is different from the next. So like you got this madness, and then next to just a normal 60s block, and then there'll be like a bamboo house.
It's kind of a brutalist kind of. So again, I'm just pretending I know about architecture.
Yeah,
but that is kind of brutalist. Totally
well, yeah,
kind of.
Does brutal just mean like hard corners?
Steps, yeah.
So up here is can you pop up and have a turn around and look?
Yeah, it won't.
All right, so it's just up the stairs. But if you go up, can you see the sign for Good Heavens? If you go back to where you were, you turn back around. If you look up, so if you look at that sign up on the flag, it's Good Heavens.
Oh yeah.
It's so basically it's like an expat pub run by this
Tollywood.
There's a little film studio there. I think.
So sorry, Good Heavens. So
Good Heavens is an expat pub run by my friend Paul, who I met when I went out there to do a tour of Japan. Did a really fun tour of Japan, like got on the train, went up and down, did a bunch of cities. And this is my favorite, I think, was in Shimokitazawa. It's a really cool little pub, covered in like vinyls of, British bands, and you could get a pint of like London Pride and stuff, and people are always very quick to dismiss expat communities, but it was really fun here. And Paul's a great guy and a really cool family. And I just felt really at home here. And they put me up in this Airbnb that was just above the bar.
Over there,
And it was dedicated to... It was just after Bowie died.
Oh, really? And
in like a month, the guy who ran it turned the flat into a Bowie mausoleum. So it was just covered in Bowie stuff. It became a Bowie themed apartment, and so everything was Bowie. So you go to bed looking at
surreal,
the face of dead Bowie staring down at you. It's pretty neat. It's really cool.
Bizarre. Are you a Bowie fan?
Not really. No. I love a couple of songs, but I sort of class him in the same category as Prince, as someone who was more of an icon than like a great musician.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't.
know. I'm a big fan. So.
Yeah, I know, but
I was going. No, the point I was going to say is like if you were a big fan, that would have been more. I mean, I'm sure it's a bizarre experience.
But
anyway.
I do like the optics of Bowie.
Okay, yeah.
And like mixed with the sort of the Japanese style is really cool. So you have all these like old Bowie posters with Japanese written on it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That was really neat.
Cool, man.
And there was a restaurant around here in Shimokurazawa where Paul took me, and they give you this raw mackerel and have a blowtorch, and they tell you once I stop blowing torch on this mackerel, you squeeze a lemon on it, and you go okay, and they blow torch it just once over just to cook the top layer and keep the rest raw.
Yeah, and then you squeeze
and you squeeze lemon.
So it's kind of like a fish tequila.
Yeah,
kind of like.
But then once you squeeze the lemon on it, the chef who's blowtorched it goes, "Good lemon!" And then all the other chefs heard it, and no matter what they're doing, they turn their heads and go, "Good lemon!" together.
Really? Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
That's really fun.
Is that something they do everywhere or just in that place?
As far as I know, they do it everywhere. But
what's that thing they have? This is probably not even Japanese now, but where there's like
shit! Look at that BMW. Look at that Beamer. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Well, man. Do you know they have that? There's like a squid thing that's dead, but when you pour soy sauce on it or something,
Like isn't that?
Like an octopus, and it sort of comes back to life and starts moving around. Have you seen that shit?
No. Let's watch it.
I'll show you afterwards.
Okay. I know in Korea they eat raw, like live octopus that's still wriggling. And
Yeah. Because this one, the thing I'm thinking of, we'll watch the video later, but it's like.
Is it actually coming to life, or is it just a
well,
salt?
no, it isn't. It's exactly. It's like a trick
constrict.
where it's like I don't know if it's soy sauce or alcohol, but exactly. It sort of causes a chemical reaction in the tendons, but it literally gets up and crawls around the table.
Yo, really?
But it looks like it's alive. It's incredible. Anyway,
they're a cruel people, but it's a neat place.
So that's the Japanese tour. I think. Is there any other thoughts on Japan?
Oh, I love Japan. It's
What's
such
it like
a
doing
bizarre
comedy
place.
there?
Well, you play to a lot of expats,
Yeah,
so
okay.
mostly English
So it's
speaking, but
similar,
some Japanese who know English or are trying to learn English will turn up. It's a really cool place. It's quite conflicted, Japan, because everyone's so polite, but also so the country is completely unwelcoming to foreigners.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They're
Why is that?
all
Why is that?
I think it's an island mentality, and I think the culture of Japanese superiority is deeply ingrained, even now. And no matter, so like Paul, who's lived there for 20 years and has a Japanese family now, was telling me, no matter how long you've lived there, no matter how well you can speak the language, you'll never be considered Japanese.
Really?
If you're not actually Japanese.
Yeah.
They're just quite racist. But people are racist. This is always I always get annoyed when people go on about how racist white people are and how white people have this monopoly on racism. East Asians are some of those racist people.
Oh yeah.
And the Japanese are very racist, but they'll be very polite to you.
And what did they make of you coming from Malaysia?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't trying to live there or be Japanese, so they didn't care.
Yeah.
They're very welcoming. And they're always very proud to show you their culture and their traditions, but you're not welcome to be part of it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. But it's also as you can see, it's such an alien-looking. It's the closest you can get to going to another planet, I think, going to Japan. Because it's familiar, but also different. Really weird. Look at how every single building is different from the next. It's just, it's neat. It's really neat. You have to go.
That's cool, man. So I think we're almost at the end, but I think the way I like to end it is by going all the way back to Malaysia.
Oh, yeah.
And then we say, it's nice to revisit this and say, if you saw like the young Phil Wang, if you saw you
falling into that drain,
coming out the drain, and he walks along this street, if you could sort of, like a time traveler, if you could go back and give him some advice, like what would you say to him?
I'd probably say chill out. I've always had anxiety. I've always had quite bad anxiety. There he is. Maybe it all started that day when I fell in that drain. Maybe I'm just sort of scared I'll always fall into a drain. Probably just tell him to relax.
And is that something you can do in your life now that you can do then?
Yeah, a little more. I feel more secure. But I don't know, maybe it's just part of being young. You have no idea what's going to happen. And I always felt out of place because, in Malaysia, I'm half white, half Malaysian. So in Malaysia, I'm white, and here I'm East Asian. So I never felt part of wherever I'm from. And so that was always confusing and alienating. I'm probably just telling myself it's all going to be good, man. And I'll probably tell myself I should break up with my girlfriend at university. Don't go to university with a hometown girlfriend, because I did that.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
And you stuck together? That's very rare.
For a year.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking stupid. Ridiculous.
It's funny, isn't it? This relationship, they always break down.
Do you see where I lost my virginity? One of these tabs is where I lost my virginity. Not here, I was too young.
Oh, really? All right.
Okay,
that'd be a nice way to end it. You tell me about that and then we'll...
Yeah, it's one of the other tabs.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't lose my virginity in Malaysia, I'm afraid.
You don't have to apologise about that.
I was only 16, and
so where did you go?
Quite old here, but
where do I go?
We have pride in Asia. Keep going. Again. 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 Here we are. Oh no, again. Oh, again. Here we are. So if you just turn your head to the left.
Which way? This way?
Left. Your left.
Yeah, sorry.
So that is the house.
Really?
In, yes.
Wow, man.
So if you...
I can imagine the type of sex you're having in that house.
It was really good, and
because the architecture is very important.
Yeah,
it has an effect on you.
It was a very flexible foundation, so it could handle the toing and froing.
Like an earthquake. So who was this girl?
That was my high school girlfriend, Grace, who was great, and who I stuck together with for first year in university. And it's no slight on her that I regret that, but it's just it's not right. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah. It's hard to go out into the world and be yourself.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Have the full experience. Yeah,
I
understand that.
But she was wonderful, and and this was her house, and she had a really lovely family. And I mean, they weren't there when we did it.
No.
But it took me ages, man, to lose my virginity because I found the whole experience so alien. It took go after go after go. I don't know about you. I don't know if you nailed it first.
What, like that night, or like you mean on separate occasions?
Separate occasions. Like it took
yeah. I think that's way normal than people would. More normal than people would admit to.
Yeah.
Because people don't speak about that. Isn't it like you always think? It's funny because you think it's such a big thing, and then when it actually happens, you're like, "Oh, this is so normal." Because in a way, it is the most normal thing you could do.
I suppose it is.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Every single person in your ancestry
really
has done it.
Hard, but
it's the only thing your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents have definitely all done.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can be sure you've all done.
And funny and then life goes on. I think that'd be a nice way to end it, and then we'll...
Yeah, cool, man.
Is that Mount Kilimanjaro? I keep forgetting what it's called.
That's Mount Kinabalu, yeah. It's so tall you can see it from anywhere in the world. It's the only mountain you can see from anywhere in the world. From the ground. Beautiful, isn't it?
I think that was a nice way to end it, talking about the circle of life.
Yeah.
It's the circle of life. Now we zoom out into the world and we think about all the experiences. Yeah, the world's upside down. That's where problems at the start, trying to figure out where was where.
Yeah. Gives you perspective.
Right. So that's it. That's been Dave Green's Street View Show. He's been Phil Wang. Thanks for coming on the show, Phil.
Thanks, Dave. Really enjoyed it.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel for future episodes. Different comedians going different places all around the world. I've been Dave Green. Thank you.